Hello and welcome back to another episode here on WarGame Hammer. I'm Zoe Kirk Robinson, and today I want to talk to you about solo wargaming. Now, recently I had a comment decrying that my battle reports that I do on this channel only feature me playing both sides. And apparently this is indicative of my attitude toward wargaming and blah blah blah. And normally I would brush a comment like that aside as just a simple troll and not worth the time. But it kind of brought up something. And that's the stigma that some people put on solo wargamers. Now, personally, I'm not a solo wargamer for the most part. I do game with friends. But the problem is that I'm self-employed. Most of my friends are self-employed. When we get together, it's one of those few times when we're not at work, so we don't film all of our battles because we're not at work. We're there to game, not to make content. So, when I do my battle reports, yeah, it's just me in a controlled environment at about 12 o'clock at night, maybe even 1 a.m. When I've finished work, everything else is done, and I know that the area is going to be quiet, so I can get a game in, That's why my battle reports are like that. It may not happen in the future like that, because some of my friends and I have plans to build a studio. When that will happen, who knows? But for now, it's going to be solo. But just because I'm recording solo doesn't change anything, does it? Because, let's face it, how many of us learnt to play our games, the ones that we really love, by practicing at home using both sides? That's solo wargaming. At its most basic, you play one side and then you turn over and you play the other side, and that's your solo game. You're essentially two generals with opposing viewpoints, and as long as you're not playing favourites with one side, you get yourself a decent balanced game. That's pretty good. That's a good solo wargame. I enjoy what I do when I'm doing my battle reports, and on occasions where I fancy a game and I'm not filming, I do actually play some solo as well. For example, like this. Mike Lambo does a huge range of these amazing books. I've just picked this one up off my shelf earlier on. Rifle Squad, the British Home Guard. It's basically Dad's army fighting the Germans, which is pretty damn cool. And these are designed specifically for solo games. So you've got all your rules and how to play it. Fairly good stuff. And then at the back, here's your games. And you use the little markers that come at the back of the book, and you play the war game solo. It's got rules for how the opponent will play, and it works really well. They're good, they're balanced. Mike Lambo's got a lot of these out. They're very popular. He's got a big fan base, and that's because solo wargaming is something that a lot of people enjoy. I've seen a fair few people take a book like that when they travel, so that they can have a game on a plane or a boat, or, well, if you've got the space, in your cabin while you're away on holiday and everyone else is snoozing or having a siesta or whatever. You're having a bit of a war game. Nothing wrong with that. War games on your own, solo war games, are just fine. Trying to use it as a pejorative to try and get at someone, it's a really bad move. Solo wargaming is a perfectly legitimate thing. And I think the fact that so many war games that are coming out now, especially in the indie circuit, have options for solo play is a big indicator of that. So I don't want anyone to feel ashamed or lesser or somewhat taken away from the rest of the wargaming community just because they game solo. That should never be a thing. People should enjoy games the way that they like, and I really want to try and emphasize that. Which brings me on to my other point that I have today. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. I'm making my own wargame. Now, it's in the very early stages. I've got the basic rules. I still need to write some extra rules. I want to try and modify what I've got for rules on cover so that they work better than what I'd originally written, and try and actually do what I'm trying to achieve with it in a better way. It's a sci-fi war game based on a set of stories that I've been writing for years, and while you don't need to have read those, it will give you a little bit of background in the book itself to what's going on. It will enhance it if you have, but don't worry if you haven't. The idea of this is that essentially the majority of the pieces on the board are functionally immortal in terms of the story, and how I'm representing that in the game is interesting and needs a lot of work, because I don't want it to be unbalanced, because let's face it, how do you do a war game when the person will be coming back for another battle later on? It's all a balancing act. This set of rules will go out for free. I'm not trying to make money off this. If you want to buy a nice hardback copy of it or something, then perhaps I'll make a version available as print on demand. But the actual rules will be made available for free on my website, and there's going to be solo rules involved. I'm writing 3 different opponents that you can do, and these are taking a lot of time and play testing as well to make sure that it works. One's going to be a casual, one's going to be a standard wargamer, and one's going to be a very aggressive wargamer. So there's going to be 3 different opponents. And if I do the job right, which I'm hoping to be able to do, then they'll be able to play in all of the scenarios that I'm going to be putting out in this set of rules, because it's coming with 5 scenarios, rules for how you can create your own campaign and all of that. It's all going to be one big thing in one book. So do look out for that. I will be making the rules available as soon as I can for testing. They won't be the full finished version. Basically, I'm on version 0.1 alpha pre-test, that kind of thing. It's very early days, but I think what you're going to get when you see this is going to be worth it. And I've started getting back into using Blender. It's been a long time since I tried this thing. It's changed a bit, but not too much. I'm going to make my own little figures to go with it, but the rules themselves are miniatures agnostic, because I think that's a great way to do it. If you've already got stuff like from Stargrave or one-page rules, or does Space Weirdos have its own line of things? I'm not entirely sure, but I know that WarGaming, which is a group of guys down in Wales, they do great stuff for enforcers and renegades and things like that. They've got a set of minis that would work just perfectly fine with this. So yeah, it's going to be something that you can be miniatures agnostic to, but if you want the miniatures themselves, I'm going to make a group of those once I've worked out how to do it in Blender. It's going to take a while. And again, they'll be available free to go with the game. The whole idea is that this will be a thing of, you want to do some wargaming? There you go. Here's the set. That's the entire point of it. You'll be able to print the SDLs yourself or get someone else to print them. I don't care how you do it. It's once they're out there, they're out there. That's the idea. I think you'll enjoy it. It's reasonably fast-paced, skirmish level. We're talking platoon at the largest is what I'm designing it for in terms of army size. It's not meant to be something where you have to rock up with a huge amount of investment, because it's for quick battles, potentially campaigns, and if you want to do it solo, there'll be rules for that too. I hope you enjoy it. That's the end goal. I hope you enjoy it. But for now, what I want to say is that it's not right to be trying to attack people over playing war games on their own if they want to play them on their own. I do. I'm sure you guys do too. There's all kinds of reasons why, and there's all kinds of reasons why not to. If you want to game in a big group, that's fine. My friends and I love to have a big group of games. Great way to socialise and blow off some steam after you've been working long hours, for example. I love it. But I also, every now and again, do a bit of stuff like that with Mike Lambo's books. Really good stuff. And he's not alone in there. There's a lot of solo games out there these days. Well worth having a look at. What are your thoughts on this? Do you like solo wargaming? Is it not for you? You prefer the camaraderie and the chat? Is the chat and the social side of it more important than the game itself? I'd love to hear people's opinions on that. But either way, let me know what you think down in the comments. But for now, I've been Zoe Kirk Robinson. You've been watching WarGame Hammer. See you next time. Have a great day.